Alright, so markets are trying to find their footing, but geopolitics is clearly still in the driver's seat. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday morning, March 18th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. Alright, let's get started. Now let's break down what happened yesterday. U.S. equities moved slightly higher, continuing that cautious rebound we've been seeing. The Dow Jones added about 0.1%, while the Standard & Poor's 500 gained 0.3%, and the Nasdaq outperformed with a rise of 0.5%. So, yeah, modest gains, but the bigger story, definitely oil. Tensions in the Middle East escalated further yesterday. Iran continued its attacks on energy infrastructure, even setting a major gas field in the UAE on fire. At the same time, Israel reportedly killed Iran's security chief, which obviously adds another layer of risk here. And markets are reacting. Brent crude jumped back up to around $103.50 per barrel, while U.S. crude climbed above $95. Even more striking, U.S. diesel prices moved above $5 per gallon for the first time since late 2022. So, what's driving this? The Strait of Hormuz. There are growing doubts about whether that key shipping route can reopen anytime soon. And here's the twist. Several U.S. allies are not stepping in to support efforts to secure the route. That's raising real concerns about global energy supply. Now, from a macro perspective, this complicates things quite a bit. Just when inflation seemed to be cooling, rising energy prices are now putting pressure back into the system. That makes life harder for central banks, especially the Federal Reserve. The Fed kicked off its two-day meeting yesterday, and markets are now almost fully pricing in no change in rates. We're talking about a 99% probability. Still, investors will be watching closely what Jerome Powell signals going forward. And finally, on the corporate side, Nvidia was in focus. At its big tech event, the CEO highlighted massive demand for chips and even talked about a potential $1 trillion in chip sales through 2027. So, yeah, the AI story is very much alive. Alright, that wraps up today's Capital Markets Quickie. Join me again tomorrow morning for more market updates. See you then.